in the year 1324. A king arrived in Cairo. He did not arrive quietly. He arrived like a storm made of gold. He came with 60,000 people, 12,000 servants, each one dressed in silk and carrying a staff of pure gold, 80 camels, each one carrying 300 pounds of gold dust on its back. The city of Cairo, the largest, wealthiest city in the medieval world, stopped. Merchants abandoned their stalls. Scholars left their books. Sultans sent their ministers into the streets just to confirm what their eyes were telling them was real. A single man had brought more gold into Egypt than the entire country had seen in a generation. His name was Mansa Musa, and in the next 30 days, he would accidentally destroy the Egyptian economy. For the next 12 years, this is his story. To understand how one man could hold this much wealth, you need to understand where he came from. In the early 1300s, the Mali Empire occupied a territory larger than Western Europe. It stretched from the Atlantic coast of West Africa, deep into the Sahara Desert, across the Niger River, through what is today Senegal, Gambia, Guinea, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. While Europe was fighting the Black Death, while the Mongols were tearing Asia apart, this empire was producing more than half of the entire world's gold supply. Not some, not most, half. Every gold coin circulating through Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa passed through Mali first, and at the center of all of it sat one man, controlling every mine, every trade route, every gram. But Mansa Musa did not inherit this empire easily. His rise to power began with a mystery that has never been solved. In 1311, the king before Musa, a man named Abu Bakr the Sioux, made a decision that no king in history had made before. He looked out at the Atlantic Ocean, and he decided to find out what was on the other side. He assembled 2,000 boats. He loaded them with gold, food, and soldiers. He appointed Mansa Musa as his deputy. And he sailed west, into the Atlantic, and was never seen again. 2,000 boats, an entire fleet, thousands of men, gone, no wreckage, no survivors, no explanation. And just like that, Mansa Musa became the most powerful man in Africa. He did not ask for the throne, he did not fight for it. It came to him because a king sailed into the unknown and never returned. For the next 13 years, Musa governed his empire with extraordinary discipline. He expanded trade routes. He collected taxes on every gram of gold and every pound of salt that moved through his territory. He built roads. He established schools. He made the Mali Empire the richest kingdom on the planet. And then, in 1324, he decided to go to Mecca. The Hajj, the pilgrimage to Mecca, is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. Every Muslim who is physically and financially able must make the journey at least once in their lifetime. Mansa Musa was able. He was, in every sense of the word, able. His entourage numbered 60,000 people. His personal retinue alone, the men who walked directly beside him, numbered 12,000. Each of them dressed in silk brocade and Persian fabric. Each of them carrying a staff made of solid gold. 80 camels carried nothing but gold dust, 300 pounds each. That is 24,000 pounds of gold, moving across the Sahara Desert on a single journey. For context, 24,000 pounds of gold in today's market is worth more than $700 million. And that was just what the camels were carrying. That was not counting what Musa himself wore, what his wives carried, what his guards held, what was packed in the wagons behind them. The full journey from Mali to Mecca took over a year, along the way. Mansa Musa did something that no king had done before. He gave at every town, at every city, at every mosque he passed. He distributed gold, not a little, not a ceremonial gesture. He gave so generously, so recklessly, so completely, that the people who witnessed it could not find the words. When he arrived in Cairo, the city had seen emperors, caliphs, sultans, crusaders. It had never seen anything like this. Musa gave gold to the poor in the streets. He gave gold to the mosques. He gave gold to scholars, to architects, to strangers who simply caught his eye. His entourage bought so many goods from Cairo's markets that the merchants ran out of stock within days. And here is where the story takes its strangest turn. Here is where the richest man in history created a catastrophe simply by being generous. When you flood an economy with gold, the gold loses its value. Every merchant in Cairo suddenly had more gold than they had ever seen, which meant gold bought less. Prices rose, inflation spread, trade collapsed. The Cairo gold market, one of the most important financial systems in the medieval world, went into free fall. Musa was a devout man. To realize his journey of faith had caused such suffering for the poor of Cairo was a burden he carried all the way back to Mali. Historians estimate the economic damage lasted 12 years. Think about that. One man, one journey. 30 days of generosity. 12 years of economic collapse across 3 continents. On his return journey from Mecca, Musa became aware of the damage he had caused. And he did something remarkable. He tried to fix it. He borrowed gold back from Cairo's merchants, at interest, specifically to remove gold from circulation and restore the market's balance. He was so wealthy that he borrowed gold to reduce his own impact on the world. No king in history had ever done this before. No king in history has done it since. When Mansa Musa returned home from Mecca, he brought with him something more valuable than gold. He brought architects. Specifically, he brought a man named Abu Ishaq al-Sahili, a poet and architect from Granada, Spain, and together they built Timbuktu. Not the small trading post it had been before, the Timbuktu that became a legend. The Jinguereber Mosque, still standing today, was completed in 1327. It cost 40,000 gold dinars to build. Musa paid it in a single transaction. Around it, he built libraries, universities. Timbuktu's university, the Sankor Madrasa, eventually held 25,000 students from across Africa, the Middle East, and Europe. At its peak, Timbuktu held more books than any city in the world outside of China. It was not a city of gold, it was a city of knowledge, and Mansa Musa built all of it. In his lifetime, he constructed more than 100 buildings across his empire, mosques, schools, palaces, roads. He put the Mali Empire on the world map, literally. European cartographers began drawing West Africa on their maps for the first time. They drew Mansa Musa sitting on his throne, holding a golden scepter, because they had no other way to explain what they had heard. Mansa Musa died in 1337. The exact date is uncertain. The exact cause is unknown. What is certain is what happened next. His sons inherited the empire, and within a generation, it was gone. Not because of invasion, though invasions came. Not because of drought, though droughts came. But because no one who came after Musa had his ability to hold it together. The gold mines still existed. The trade routes still existed. The buildings he built still stood. But the man who understood how to use all of it was gone. By 1400, just 60 years after his death, the Mali Empire had fractured into pieces. By 1600, the city he built, the university he funded, the library he filled, had been sacked and burned by invaders from the north. The 25,000 books of Timbuktu were smuggled out by scholars in the night, hidden in homes across the desert. Some of those manuscripts are still being discovered today. So who was Mansa Musa? Historians have attempted to calculate his wealth in modern terms. The numbers are almost impossible to say out loud. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, is worth approximately $200 billion. Elon Musk, the wealthiest person alive in 2024, is worth approximately $300 billion. Mansa Musa, is estimated to have controlled personal wealth of $400 billion in today's terms. Some economists say that number is too conservative. Because Musa did not just own gold, he owned the source of gold, every mine that produced it, every route that moved it, every market that sold it. Owning that is like owning not just all the money in a country, but the machine that prints the money. In 1324, one man walked across the desert with enough gold to crash 3 continents, built a city of knowledge in the middle of the Sahara, and then disappeared into history so completely that most people alive today have never heard his name. The richest human being who ever lived, and history almost forgot him. Now you know. If Mansa Musa walked into the modern world today, with his wealth, his discipline, and his vision, what do you think he would build? Leave your answer below, and if you think the world forgot him on purpose, you might want to watch what we cover next.